Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe so that you guys are updated on hair loss and hair transplant content, as well as updates on current hair loss treatments in the pipeline. If you guys are also losing hair, make sure to visit my website at hairliciously.com for hair loss treatment solutions backed by science. In today's video, I wanted to talk about whether minoxidil causes skin aging. I've seen a lot of questions around this topic, and whenever I look at online hair loss forums, on Reddit subpage stress list, people have been continuously raising alarms about a possible link between the use of minoxidil and premature skin aging. Some viewers on my channel even left me some comments on some of my recent videos stating that I look a lot older and, taking oral minoxidil has resulted in me getting bad skin. So before we dive into this topic, most of you guys probably already know what minoxidil is. It was developed back in the 1970s and initially used as an oral medication to treat high blood pressure or hypertension. And one of the unwanted side effects from that medication was hair growth. Its mechanism of action in which it promotes hair growth isn't fully understood, but we know that it acts as a vasodilator and also helps increase blood flow to the scalp, which in turn allows more oxygen, blood, and nutrients into the hair follicles. It also helps prolong the anagen phase of the hair cycle and is also known to induce certain growth factors in the dermopapilla cells. And when you pair it up with finasteride or dutasteride, the majority of users are able to stabilize further progression of hair loss. Now, I personally have been using both the oral and topical formulations of minoxidil. And as you guys know, I recently switched to the 5 milligram oral minoxidil. And I feel pretty confident that over the next few months, my hair should look better, and hopefully the sides of my head, which are afflicted with retrograde alopecia, should thicken up. But some people have been claiming that my skin looks aged or that I've developed more wrinkles and puffiness as a result of getting on minoxidil. So I think the whole minoxidil aging your skin idea started back from lab studies dating back to the early 2000s. There were researchers who applied really high concentrations of minoxidil to fibroblast cells, which are the cells that produce collagen, and they noticed that it did suppress an enzyme called lysyl hydroxylase, which helps in collagen synthesis. And there was also another lab study on rat dermopapilla cells that showed similar findings. And from there, I believe that people bought into the idea that if minoxidil is able to reduce collagen in cells, maybe it can also cause wrinkles in humans. And this is also where prostaglandin E2 or PGE2 enters the conversation. Minoxidil has also been shown in lab studies to increase PGE2 levels or production in dermopapilla fibroblasts, which is generally thought to help promote hair growth. But here's a twist. In skin biology, elevated levels of PGE2 is actually linked to skin aging processes. And research shows that PGE2 promotes inflammation, it contributes to collagen breakdown, and is also associated with photoaging, wrinkles, and overall decline of dermal structure. So critics argue that if minoxidil raises PGE2 levels, it could theoretically also accelerate aging effects in the skin over the long term. And I feel like the main reason why this was really hyped up was because of the fact that collagen is central to youthful skin. Collagen is basically what keeps our skin from sagging. It's going to give us that plump, youthful look. But as we age, we naturally are going to lose about 1% of collagen each year, which ultimately is going to lead to more fine lines, wrinkles, and sagging. And in addition to that, there are going to be extrinsic factors like UV damage, smoking, high sugar diets, which all make this worse. Now, the issue is that these were all in vitro experiments carried out at concentrations that were far beyond what topical minoxidil delivers. And, making that leap from petri dish results to human wrinkles just isn't supported by clinical evidence. Skin aging was actually not picked up in any of the large randomized controlled clinical trials on minoxidil prior to these internet posts. And I will also point out that minoxidil has been widely studied upon for many decades, as it was released back from the 1970s. So if we take a look at some of the more recent studies, particularly one in 2017 titled Drug Design, Development, and Therapy, that looked into minoxidil's efficacy and safety, the side effects were limited to just scalp irritation, dermatitis, and hypertrichosis, which is hair growth. There was no mentions of wrinkles, no sagging skin, or accelerated aging. And a similar 2021 review in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences reinforced that minoxidil's adverse effects are mostly dermatological irritation and unwanted hair growth. Again, there was no evidence of systemic collagen loss or skin aging in humans. And this also matches, decades of clinical experience. Topical minoxidil especially has been studied in thousands and thousands of patients, And skin aging or wrinkles, anything like that, have never been reported as a side effect. So what explains the online anecdotes? There's going to be two main reasons that I can think of. Number one, many users react not to actual minoxidil itself, but the vehicle in which minoxidil is carried. Typically, this is propylene glycol, which is known to cause redness. It can also cause, skin peeling, irritation, dryness, and can also temporarily make the skin look worse. One match test study found that over 80% of reactions were from propylene glycol and not minoxidil. And number two, minoxidil can also cause mild water retention, which in turn can cause puffiness in the face or underswelling in some of the users. Facial edema is a more plump appearance in the face and potentially sagging of the skin, which can easily accentuate under eye bags and mimic those of aging skin. And they can also make it seem like minoxidil is accelerating the aging process. So what I personally believe that people are describing as aging is more likely due to the irritation or dryness of the skin or even puffiness and not true skin aging. And also to further reinforce that minoxidil actually doesn't cause skin aging, there was also a 2017 rodent study that showed that minoxidil actually increased elastin fiber formation in aged mice. And elastin is a protein that gives skin flexibility, and unlike collagen, it's not going to be easily regenerated in adults. The study concluded that minoxidil not only boosted elastin production, but that it also might even act as an anti-aging molecule, at least in animal studies. So all in all, the bottom line is that there is no clinical evidence that topical minoxidil causes skin aging. Same thing goes for oral minoxidil. The collagen fear comes from petri dish studies and not actual human trials. Clinical reviews show that side effects are limited to just mainly skin irritation and hair growth and not wrinkles. And in fact, some evidence also suggests that minoxidil might even support elastin, hinting at an anti-aging potential. So basically, to wrap things up, while minoxidil has been shown in lab settings to influence things like collagen enzymes and even boost PGE2 levels, which is linked to skin aging pathways, there's still no clinical evidence in humans that it can cause wrinkles or premature aging. In fact, there are decades of studies showing that the side effects of minoxidil are limited to just, irritation, dermatitis, and excess hair growth, not sagging skin. And remember, some evidence also even suggests that it can help with elastin support, which is the opposite of aging. Now, at the end of the day, the fear that minoxidil ages your skin is mostly going to be form speculation and not science-based. So if you guys are worried on the use of minoxidil and worried about your skin, the bigger culprits to watch out for are things like UV damage, smoking, lifestyle factors that we know of for sure are going to accelerate aging. Anyway guys, I hope this video cleared up a lot of confusion between minoxidil and aging. If you guys found it helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like this video and turn on the notification bell so that you guys don't miss any future updates on hair loss treatments and breakthroughs. Thanks for watching guys, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care guys.